Here we go, and we're live, everybody. Let's see.
Oh boy. Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
goodness.
All right.
K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. They want to find the treasure, they want to find it now. They are K-Pro and they are cow. They're going over it and over it and over it again. This treasure hunt created by Forrest Fenn. Sing it! K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. Marion and Indy are what they're like, although their real names are Christy and Mike. Can they pin down the treasure? They just might.
All right, everybody. Today is Monday. We went live a little early, and that's because somehow I got the time wrong. The time was set for an hour earlier. I don't know what happened there, but
The crowds got restless.
people are already saying what's going on. All right.
Come on. Why would you do that? Why are you? You're such a tease, Michael.
Early bird gets the worm. That's right, Tony
Early
Driver.
bird. Early
So
bird gets
thanks for joining us, everybody. You may have noticed we're on a different channel, and that's because we have the top secret hints that nobody wants out, and so we had to go on a different channel. See, everybody else is looking at the other channel. We're gonna go this way. No, just kidding.
We go this way, we go that way. If you
That's
go that
right.
way,
They
we go
can't keep us from getting the truth out. That's right. Somebody's gonna find us.
Exactly.
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 So, all right, let me do a couple things here. How you doing, K-Pro?
I am good. I am doing okay tonight.
Well,
I mean,
that's
new
good.
setup, new thing, new this, new that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
Yeah,
I don't know yet. I don't
doing
know
some-
yet. I don't know yet.
We're doing
But
some
you're right. They won't keep us down. They
different
won't.
things here. But the first question is, how's the audio, everybody?
Oh, that would be fabulous if it was better than ever.
It is. We worked out. I still haven't used some certain gear we have, but yeah, we're we're doing all right.
So we're here. We're here. We're available. We're making it happen. No matter what happens, we are here and making it happen.
Mhm. Okay, let's give it some time for some people to get in the room.
Well, and here's the big thing. So since we are on a new channel, this is actually the Raven's Nest from before. We've renamed it to the Hint of Riches. Oh, okay. So we would like you to hit subscribe because that is one thing that we haven't. This channel's been dormant for about a year. This was the channel I was on before Mike, and then I decided to join Mike. So, and just know, oh, good on the audio. Oh, even better.
Yeah,
and so just know, no matter what happens, no matter where we go, no matter what happens, we are always going to have all the content available to you all. So it'll either be here, it'll be there. You never know. You never know. So anyway, there you have it.
People are saying you're early. Yes, we are. That's right. You never know when we're going to go live. So that's why you got to be subscribed, and more importantly, you got to hit that little bell. And when you check the bell, put notifications for all, because then you'll know when we go live. So people are already asking, what quotes? What are you talking about? Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go there. Did you kick me out of Hint of Riches? I don't think so. If you meant the forum, I have not kicked anybody. I know the people I've kicked out, and there hasn't been any in a long time.
I know the people.
I know, because they're usually the same people under a same IP under a different name again and again.
Right, that's true.
No, so no, ES, of course not. You were like the super secret. Out of people who can keep a super secret hint, you are one of them. Do you remember ES?
Yeah,
I believe so. That whole situation?
Yeah.
That you got like the coin email and he knew just before.
Yeah, anyway. I think I do remember that. That was a while ago, though,
so
right?
That was him. So no, of course not. I hope send me an email at kpro3@aol.com if there's questions or issues. I don't know where, but we see you here. And I don't think anybody had ever been. So we're going to truly have an interesting room tonight because we have nobody blocked on this channel because we've never, I never got my.
This was way back.
Never got back in the day. Yeah. He's saying he never, because this was the silver coins. He's like, I never got my silver reward. You know what? You might be happy about that. Sorry.
All right, everybody. So thanks for joining us Monday night, K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. Yeah, so what is the title of this vlog? This is new Forrest Fenn quotes. Is it now a foot race? What does that mean, K-Pro? Did we just make that up? LS is in the house. Lisa Smith, how you doing? And thanks everybody else for joining us.
Well, there is an LR and then there's Lisa Smith. So okay, we got to keep everybody straight. Okay, so hi everybody. So there's a couple things that have come out that I want to start to talk about a little bit. We want to bring up Cynthia's blog. If you've not seen Cynthia's blog, there's some new quotes out from there. She says at the end of it, does this now make it a foot race? That is the analogy we've made. It is very interesting because this is, I believe, one of the first time that Forrest has actually honed in with the reporter of giving some specific locations. Okay, no one email me or text me for the next 45 minutes. I understand you have questions. You're going to have to come into chat and ask the questions. Okay, William made it here. Anyone can make it.
Yeah, you guys will find the link. I know, we've only got 34 people, and that's because everybody's like, oh, they don't go live for another 5 minutes.
I see 77.
Oh, then mine's mine's old. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I just updated it.
Wiz, you've never been blocked from me. You are the funniest character. I'm going to New Jersey every time, and I look at the porta potties, and I think of you every time. Anyway. It's a boots race. It's a boots race.
Hi from Canada, Prince Edward Island. All right, Douglas. And Because I Can said they're a new searcher up there. So what's up, everybody? How you doing?
And Wiz, we're going to be talking about World Series of Femme a little later, and that's where we met. And that's where you saw some great things happen. So anyway, okay, so let's focus on our topic at hand because we are all about content. The new channel, but we're all about content because that's what we do. So let's bring up and then we have, so we have we're going to talk about what's on Cynthia's blog that I think is pretty big. But I actually maybe have something a little bit additional because we always like a little bit of surprise here. So that's what we are going to do. Yes, hit subscribe. Everybody hit subscribe. Hit subscribe.
Okay. This is Cynthia's blog, chasingfennstreasure.com. If you go to chasingfennstreasure.com and you click on blog, this is the new one. You guys remember last time it was Everybody Needs an Intersection when she had dinner with Dale and Forrest.
Yes, we still need to talk about that, but we have bigger fish to fry. We're frying fish tonight.
Fool's Gold by Jeffrey Gray. It is a new Fenn article, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Okay, yes. I'm turning off my phone. Everyone, I'm turning off my phone. Turn it off.
K-Pro will talk to you all night long once the show is over.
Somebody asked me beforehand, can I get like first dibs on the conversation after? Because I want to know what's going on. And I'm like, okay, you're first on. So I already have my first phone call after. So
I think you should do it a live after party, but that's just me.
Oh, we may.
I'm going to get
afterwards.
I'm going to get something to eat.
No,
that's what I'm doing.
Well, then you'll have to turn it on. Let me turn it off. And maybe, maybe that's where. Okay. Anyway,
we'll figure it out.
Let's move on.
Fool's Gold. Why is it called Fool's Gold? That's kind of interesting.
Blue Fox. Is this a complete article or only part of it? I wonder where the rest of it is.
I wonder.
Blue Fox. Oh, just stick around a little bit. Just stick around. Okay. So, Fool's Gold. This is a, I don't know if Jeffrey Gray, you can look up, and Jeffrey Gray is a New York Times reporter.
It's interesting that another article or book he did was about D.B. Cooper. Did you see that? That's the guy. He's wrote something about D.B. Cooper, but nothing to do with this article. So sorry.
Yeah, and Greg Keller, I'm actually going to talk to that after we actually catch everybody else up that hasn't read Cynthia's blog. We're going to read it, and I have gotten Cynthia's permission. So we don't have any concerns of any issues, and so she is okay with me. I just thought this was really interesting when she posted it. I've been able to get a little bit more information from some others and some things that, so let's just start. Last night I received a new article. This was this morning by Jeffrey Gray, who attended this year's February and interviewed several searchers as well as Forrest at his home. On page 5, following the Jay Diggins, everybody knows and loves, Jamie Jordan, notice this exchange between Forrest and the author. Quote, Gray, Fenn agreed to speak with me for an hour, and we got well beyond that. I have to push him to reveal a clue fast before our time runs out. Recently, Fenn gave an interview in which he claimed he was umbilically tied to the treasure's location.
That word umbilical. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
Umbilically tied. Okay.
Maybe hinting at a family relation, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? I asked him. By umbilically. It means so much to me, he says. This is his exact quotes. Well, from a reporter. Quote, it means so much to me. Don't you have a place that you really revered that you would like to go back to? I asked about his favorite fishing stream. If I were to fish in Yellowstone, I say, where would he guide me? Quote, don't do it, he cautioned. You can't learn to fly fish out on the river. You'll waste your time, you'll waste your money. But go out there anyway. Take a sandwich, a Coca-Cola, a bag of Fritos, and sit under the tree. I can tell you exactly where to go.
I like that he said the tree, not a tree. Like it's a specific tree. Like go sit under this tree, then I'm going to tell you where to go.
Quote, I can show you. I've got a map. Would you like to look at that on a map?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's Forrest saying that. I'll show you on a map.
Yes. Let's go in my kitchen, he says. I follow him to the study, to a wooden breakfast table, and Mike, you and I have sat at that kitchen table, so we know that this.
Yeah. I bet it's a good map.
He unfurls the map. He spreads it out, licks his finger, which I think that's weird, but that's just me, and proceeds to slowly trace the route on a place dear to him, pinpointing the exact location. This is the path to the hallowed grounds. William, look at this. William, hallowed grounds, and one he's likely never shared before. So this is now, we'll go back to Cynthia. The Fool's Gold article continues with more pages to find out where the route that Forrest traced with his finger. Look under the answers I already know on the left column of this page.
What? So where's that at? The answer I already know.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Okay, wait.
Well, no,
we're
all right.
Step one. Okay.
All right. I'll read the rest of it, okay?
Okay.
You want to switch?
Go ahead.
All right. The author, please. You should have did Forrest Fenn. I should have did the author. The author writes, I retire to my tent and go over the directions Forrest gave on his map. You turn off that road, but you don't take the Baker's Hole road, he said, tracing the road on the map with his finger. You keep going straight down where we used to swim. He was specific. Go there, park your car there, then walk through the willows around to the right. There's a big bend that goes back to Baker's Hole. It's just about 1/8 of a mile away. And there's water there. You'll probably see moose across the river there eating the willows. I was listening carefully, scribbling in my notebook. Sit under a tree and eat your sandwich, he said. Sit there for an hour and watch the eagles and the ospreys and the fish rising for mosquitoes or mayflies or caddis. Postscript by me, the author, Jeffrey wrote, this is a path to hallowed grounds and one he's likely never shared before. But Forrest has shared it. It's where he wrote the note for my wife he mentioned in The Thrill of the Chase, page 124. Let the race begin. So where he wrote the note for his wife, page 124. Okay.
Okay, so go back down. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I want to make sure everybody realizes is postscript from me. Me meaning Cynthia Misha.
Oh, this is from, I got you. This is from Cynthia.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
But
Yeah.
Jeffrey did write it, but that's the PS from her on what to focus on.
Gotcha. So why does it say the answers I already know on the left column of the last page? Is that not here? Because I don't see that on here.
What last page?
If only somebody had it, it'd be crazy. But it's not out yet.
Entire. It's not. So everybody's been looking probably for a link,
well,
and
I got to get the Thrill of the Chase right now. I'll be right back.
Oh well, let's look at the Thrill of the Chase because that's important. Okay.
Well, it says on page 124. Because not remembering
124.
124. Let the race begin now. Okay. Okay, so on page 124, which the chapter is Flywater, because I know this Baker's Hole is a popular area. I realized there were many moments to remember, like the time I sat under a tree on the Madison River and watched the osprey dive. for fish, watch the osprey dive for fish, is I wrote a note for my wife, who always allowed me the luxury of doing the things I thought were important. So basically, Forrest told this author where he went on this chapter and the thrill of the chase, which I think is pretty cool.
Yes.
I sat under a tree on the Madison River. Okay.
Okay. So that we know, so Sassy, I'll go back to that in a second. We can't give too much, but we'll give a little bit of information there. So here's the thing. Have we heard from, we've heard a lot of reporters say that they know of, they believe they have gotten these little hints or information from Forrest during an interview, and they make it a foot race, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have we ever seen him actually pull out a map and pinpoint on a map? This was at February, 3 months ago, and actually walk through and say, this is where you actually park your car. It is 1/8 of a mile from here. Oh, wait, he didn't say that to the.
Did he say that,
okay.
Capro?
Okay, wait, let's go back to Cynthia. That's step 2. That's.
So, but yeah, you're right. I don't think he's ever, told somebody, go here on a map. Now, does that mean that's where the treasure is? Probably not. I mean, no. But it is interesting that it's a very popular search area. And it's interesting that he told this reporter, go there, go sit by this tree, hang out for an hour and watch everything that's going on. By him pointing to a spot, virtually eliminates the spot from. They don't want us to get these clues out. That's all.
Yeah, it's because I have some things to cover tonight. Come on.
Right.
Okay. Is it back on?
Yeah. They just don't want us to get this info out. That's all. I think it's back on. Hey,
okay.
Let me check something. Yeah, go ahead. I think we're.
Says Houston, we have a problem. Cow down. They are back. Thank you, Sassy.
Mm-hmm.
Fenn cut the line again to Bear. Yes. Do you see what happened? Okay. So so the first thing, because some people had said, I think it wasn't Silver Fox, it was one of the foxes in the room, said, wait a minute, is Forrest going to just flat out say, here's the spot, run? Because this is I talked to several people today, this is a well-searched area. I will tell you, Cynthia searched this area. There's some other searchers that will not be named. Cynthia doesn't care. She's like, if you want to name me, name me. Some others are like, oh, I'm talking to you, but I don't want issues, so don't name me. But yeah, there's a couple people that have searched this area. This is a well-searched area. And because of that, is he just kind of saying, here's a scenic route? Maybe. So
Sassy says, WTF are we even talking about? It's a new article, Sassy. A new reporter interviewed Forrest, and Forrest actually said, right? And Forrest actually said, what?
I love Sassy this much. I want to do a rewind, a 30-second rewind. Sassy, there is a new article that is coming out. It is not out yet. Cynthia did a blog article today on it. Since that blog article, I've talked to a couple searchers. There might be some information that I've been able to get, and we want to talk about it. But it's actually exact quotes from Forrest, but now this is through a reporter, so that's important. And then we will talk. Can you post the link? Post the link to Cynthia's site. You will not see a link to the article.
I'll post it.
Not out yet. So
Here
I'm only
is the
going
link, everybody.
Yeah, and so those are exact quotes, but there's some interesting parts here that I think are even. Alan K's like 6-minute rewind. Yeah. Okay. So is everybody up to date before I start jumping into what we call phase 2 of this? If you haven't read Cynthia's article, we just read it in whole.
Right.
This basically, he gives a quote and he tells I'm going to give you my 30-second synopsis on what we just read. Forrest said to the reporter, she's like, umbilically tied to it. What does that mean? He's like, well, I have a map. Do you want to see it? He takes her into the kitchen. He pulls out the map. He takes his finger. He licks it, which I think is weird, and licks it, says, start here. You get out of your car here, and it's near Baker's Hole. And if you know where Baker's Hole is, it's near the Hebden area, kind of a little bit outside of West Yellowstone. If you don't know Hebden, you're not a searcher. And
Oh, Sassy's saying we started early. That's my fault somehow, and it might be because the Raven's Nest was set up in a different time zone. But when I put 6 p.m., it actually went live at 5 p.m. So we thought, let's just go early because people were in here waiting. So, yeah, don't worry. You guys can watch it over again as many times as you want. But it is why you should subscribe and thumbs up. So you can hear phase too.
There's a lot of changes, and we won't say that they are something we desired, but we roll with everything. We are treasure hunters. If we don't find it one day, we're going to persevere and go the other way, and we're going to keep going. And positivity always triumphs over negativity. No matter what happens, we're here for you. We're going to make Monday and Thursday nights happen. Hopefully it wasn't too hard to find us. 111 of you have found us so far. Hoping to get more of you in here because usually we hit, I don't know, around 200. But we have the Cynthia. We just went over Cynthia's blog. I was able to talk with Cynthia. I was able to talk to a couple other searchers. And we also now look at the next step, which is what other things. Tony Driver says, someone else, come on, man, somebody else is on too. Well, we've been Monday and Thursday nights.
Yeah,
for, I don't
this
know,
is when we've always gone
so,
live. So you need to talk to anybody else if they're live right now. Because we ain't changing. Sassy says, so you've been on for a whole hour while we're watching Pretty League? No, we went on about 12 minutes early. That's all.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. So no. Yeah. But we're rolling with it. We're rolling with
Rise of the Skywalker trailer. Where's that at? Is there a new one, Sassafras? Because I need to check that out myself.
Focus.
Because I can, who is new to the search, says, what was Forrest's mother's maiden name? Does anybody know? Forrest Fenn's mother's maiden name.
This is trivia challenge.
If anybody knows, Simpson. Nikolai says Simpson. That's correct, right? I think. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
It's really sad when somebody was like, what's Forrest's birthday? And I'm like, brr. What is his sister's name? Brr. What is his daughter's name? Brr. And then I'm like, oh, that's so intrusive. Like, I feel uncomfortable answering. Yes. But we've all gone down that road. So.
Sorry, AJ. We didn't mean to go early if you were still on with Priddle Mondays. It was just because of the way I set this up and we're on a new channel.
Yeah, people were emailing, did I miss it? We moved them over to a new channel. I'm sorry, AJ. So,
we will not go early in the future.
Oh, wait. I forgot to do this. Oh, I'm so full. Did you know I got a cookie?
Oh, is that right? Did you solve a riddle?
Matter.
What was the riddle? Do you remember?
No.
You don't remember. Oh, nice.
I actually gave 2 answers and went, no, I remember it was a butler or a light switch. And it was a light switch. So I was, I don't know. Don't quiz me on these things. So anyway. When's Mike's birthday? That's easy. 777. Why do you think he's MDC 777?
When's my birthday, somebody asked? I didn't even see that. Yeah, mine's easy to remember. Lucky 7. Yeah. Okay.
No, they were quizzing me.
Was that Jeff McBride that was in there? Somebody said, what popular area? Baker's Hole. This right here is Baker's Hole, everybody. And this is where Forrest told a reporter to go, as reported on Cynthia's blog for the people that joined us at the regular time. We just think it's interesting that Forrest actually rolled out a map and showed the reporter, licked his finger, and traced a route on how the reporter could get to this area.
Oh, but wait, what other quotes do we think is really interesting that Forrest made? Okay, I want to give the ones specifically related to Baker's Hole, and then I want to go back and maybe talk a little bit about some other aspects of this. Oh, you're in there as him. I'm like, how did Henry?
Yeah, that is me. Yeah,
I'm like, did someone hack? I mean, God knows, anything's possible. He does talk about, I can't tell you how many times I couldn't wait to get out on the river. And so, okay, so let's look at the different aspects of this. Let's see.
What are you reading?
Okay. Cynthia's blog, of course.
Right.
Okay, so all you need is a good map in the poem to find the treasure. Fenn gave an interview in which he claimed he was umbilically tied to the treasure chest. What do you mean? Okay, do you want to see it? I asked about his favorite fishing stream. He said, don't do it. Okay, we already read that, right?
That's but it's interesting that when the reporter, here, I'll bring it up. When the reporter said, when the reporter asked him about umbilically attached, Forrest was like, yeah, don't you have a place that means so much to you?
Yes.
It means so much, Forrest says, it means so much to me. Don't you have a place that you really revere that you would like to go back to? So that, to me, screams when he was a kid. Or a teenager in Yellowstone.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but it's
actually-
in Montana, everybody. Go ahead.
or Wyoming. But I want to actually look up the word revered in a minute, but let's continue on that conversation. During our kitchen table session, Fenn offered me coordinates, pointed out their location on a map, even told me where to park my car.
Mm-hmm. And what if he parked his car and it was the home of Brown? I mean, what if I wonder if in the actual article when it comes out, if he says, this is where I parked my car, and oh yeah, it actually could be the home of Brown. I mean, it's just interesting to me that Forrest would actually direct somebody somewhere. Because he hasn't done that before that I know of.
Well, but here's the thing that I think is really interesting. Let me give you the rest of the quote. Quote, you turn off that road, but you don't take the Baker's Hold Road, he said, tracing the road on the map with his finger. You keep going straight down, where we used to swim. He was specific. Quote, go there, park your car there, then walk through the willows around to the right. There's a big bend that goes to the back of Baker's Hole. It's just about 1/8 of a mile, and there's water there. You'll probably see moose across the river. They're eating the willows. Sit
Moose.
under the tree and eat your sandwich, he said. Sit there for an hour and watch the eagles.
And watch for the
osprey.
blaze as the sun goes down. I added that. That's
And the
just-
fish rising the
crazy.
mosquitoes and mayflies and candid.
Now, Alan Kay says this is the same Too Far to Walk preface story, right? I don't know, Alan Kay. I'd have to look at the Too Far to Walk preface.
Kind of.
It is page 124 on the Thrill of the Chase, where he said
But
he
it's
wrote
a
a note.
kind of. And now he is verbalizing it, so any little nuances we can dig into in a minute, but let's keep going. Quote, everybody took a swimsuit and the girls were going to the willows and would change suits, but the water was cold. It was good for about 10 minutes. Then you were looking for a place in the sun. Okay, what does that last sentence tell you?
Say, looking for a place in the sun?
Everybody took a suit. So here's what she said. I don't know why I asked Fenn, which he doesn't like that, Forrest, if I should bring a swimsuit, but I did. Quote, this is a quote, everybody took a suit and the girls were going to the willows and would change suits, he said. Quote, but the water was cold and good for about 10 minutes. Then you're looking for a place in the sun.
Well, it definitely is not where warm waters halt then. He just said this is where the water is cold, right? I mean, that's what I infer from it. In other words, this isn't the starting place. Could be the ending place. Could be nearby the ending place. But it's interesting that Forrest uses the term umbilical and then says, hey, this is one that's for me, that's an umbilical place that I'm tied to. Now, is the treasure location also an umbilical place? Didn't Forrest make that comment? What are you trying to say? I see you over there just waiting. Go ahead.
No, everybody already knows, and Silver Fox, this is a shout out to you. You need to talk more and I need to talk less, but gosh, I'll take notes.
What?
Okay.
What do you say?
Well,
now you
no,
lost
because
me.
you're just weighing in such a good way. Somebody said to me today, I will be on the K-Pro Cow Powwow, and this is going to be huge because there is some audio of Fenn that they have that they would like to, and it's information that isn't out there yet, but wants to be on the show. But says,
What?
I need Mike to weigh in on a very logical.
Gotcha. Now I know.
about
Yeah,
my day.
I know. Okay.
Yeah. So,
we'll look for that soon, huh? That'll be
oh
pretty
my
cool.
gosh, it's going to be huge. Czar made it. Everybody needs to hit subscribe because we are a new channel and we're excited that 146 of you found us. But please subscribe because we are a new channel. This is my old channel, The Raven's Nest, and we are now The Hint of Riches, which is Thor, which is me, and we still have Mike. And so this is kind of, I've now taken the reins, even though Mike's still taking the reins. So there we go. Okay, so let's go back for a second because we still have a couple things to say on this, and it's still a couple things I haven't covered. A Place in the Sun, movie from the Theodore Dreiser novel. What? Toby,
no idea
Toby, what? It's from Toby. I need to know more. This is important. Okay, so let's go back for a second.
Probably not the Bruce Willis movie, The Sun, where he's the soldier. That must be something else. Yeah, that's something else. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So here's the important part. This is the first piece of reporter information that he's gotten this specific about. Somebody said earlier, and I apologize, I don't remember who said that. And yes, Toby, thank you for being here. Nobody has actually been able to say this is an exact spot that he has talked to. He does kind of get ambiguous, but this one's pretty specific. So somebody said, does this mean that he's just talking about one of the many places that he's umbilically attached to?
Yes, Toby, we did
Didn't you finish the last paragraph? Let me read it again.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I asked Fenn if I should bring a swimsuit, but I did. So we're at Baker's Hole, sitting under a tree, eating a sandwich. Sit there for an hour, watch the eagles, etc., watch the mosquitoes and the fish grabbing them. I don't know why I asked Fenn if I should bring a swimsuit, but I did. Quote, everybody took a swimsuit. And the girls were going to the willows and would change suits. He said, quote, but the water is cold, which leads me to believe it's not the WWE. Mm-hmm. It's good for about 10 minutes. Then you're looking for a place in the sun. Maybe it halts. Maybe that's the halt.
Well, you got to get out because it's too cold and you're trying to warm up. But yeah. And Baker's Hole is cold. Exactly. Yeah. That's what Forrest said as well.
Yes. Okay. So, so now she's kind of going into, from there, Forrest writes, the treasure is new to, okay, she's hooked. By this time, Jeffrey's hooked. I checked the map, and Baker's Hole is 17.4 miles down from the River Canyon. Not too far to walk, but easy, scenic drive, and from the Madison Junction. So
a lot of people have been down that road, yeah.
Yes, yes.
So Steve Wayne says Baker's Hole is the home of Brown. Well, why, though? I don't know why Baker's Hole would be the home of Brown.
Oh, Joel Lewicki's in the house. Oh, Joel Lewicki, we're so glad you're here. Okay. K-Pro, after being tight-lipped for so long, why would he suddenly give out a potentially chase-ending clue and it turn it on its head? Has he had enough and he wants the chase to end? Greg Keller, okay, let me earmark this, even though I really want to get through the article before, but let me earmark this and say, I think no. I think this is my personal opinion, and I want Mike's too. I believe he has said he has several special spots in his life. I don't remember exactly where I've heard that, but I think he has said that. And I think he's giving an example because he has said he's only been to his special spot where the treasure chest is a few times. I think this swimming spot, he has been more often. But I think he wanted to give, and I'm going to do a shout out to Toby here, I think he wanted everyone to see it's kind of Fenny. It's kind of something that is special.
The place is similar like this.
Yeah.
Yes. Umbilically attached. Right.
Yes.
Where'd he go? Daniel Price says there's an old map and Baker's Hole is marked as Brown's Camp. Well, that's interesting. I have not heard that before. So wouldn't it be interesting if this is a special location to Forrest that he's umbilically attached to, and from there you can walk to the actual location where the treasure chest is, where he is also umbilically attached to. So is Forrest giving us a place to start? Is Forrest giving us, through the reporter, of just saying, isn't there a place you always wanted to go back to that you revere? And he gives him one of the places that Forrest had as a kid. And it's something similar to this of where the actual location is. I think it's possible. And then Larry Kozak says, yes, you guys are getting it. Now think about the fire hole swimming area. Because that was another place where he swam, right? The fire hole. We actually went there, didn't we? We saw it. What?
Yeah.
What?
I spent a lot more time there. Like, yes. This makes me like, I'm so excited, not because I think this is the exact location. It makes me feel like I understand Forrest, even though I think I understand Forrest. It makes me realize, oh, I am kind of attached to this because I get him. I totally get him now, and I get what he's trying to tell us. And oh my gosh, this is, and okay, I have to tell you, there's more. But hold on, let's take a step and let's really reflect on the room.
Let me say one other thing. Just thinking. Joel says he always goes back to a special place in his reveries. Because he used the word revered. Leslie Wright says, nice job, K-Pro Cow. So that's why we want you to subscribe to the new channel. Thumbs up this video. Share it. Because a lot of people out there could be going, why didn't Cowlazars and K-Pro go live? Well, we did. We decided to go on a different channel. Okay.
No, okay. let me be clear. This is not a marketing ploy or something that we decided to do. There are some issues that are happening, and we always overcome them because positivity always triumphs over negativity. This is not a game of ours. We are trying to find a way every Monday and Thursday to get this content to you where we can respond to you here. This is the only way we can do it right now. Once things are through whatever process we're dealing with, there's a lot of stuff happening in the underground. We won't be stopped. And I hope the internet doesn't go on right now.
Always go live. We will always give you guys our opinions on the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt, and we'll always have a place for you guys to come and talk about the hunt, no matter what happens.
Community. We don't care. So subscribe. We're gonna have fun, and guess what? Fun. No one's gonna keep us down. Fun.
Greg Keller says, I like the video because Mike just told me to. At the hint of riches. Okay, now subscribe to the video as well. But here's what I was going to say.
Okay. Go.
We know the treasure location is somewhere that was very special to Forrest. He says, I always knew where I wanted to hide it. A reporter comes in to do an interview with Forrest, and Forrest says, don't you ever have a place that you're umbilically attached to, that you always want to go back to, just like the treasure location? And then he says, let me roll out a map, and I'm going to show you where one of mine was. And he shows him Baker's Hole up there by Yellowstone. And thanks, Greg. And by doing that, could he be giving all of us a hint to the general location of where the treasure chest is? Meaning up in the Yellowstone area. And when I say yellow area, I mean Hegben Lake, I mean Matitsi, I mean the Bighorn Medicine Wheel, I mean up in that northern area. Because he didn't say, hey, Mr. Reporter, let me roll out a map of New Mexico and show you a fishing hole that I went to in my 40s. He didn't say, I go right over the border to Colorado and I really like this place because. He relayed a story from when he was a kid. And when I say kid, teenager. That's what I mean by kid. A teenager where they used to go swimming.
Pre-kids. I'm sorry, anything pre-kids, I feel like I was a kid. And post-kids, my life changed. It could be 18, it could be 22.
Right, high school.
It could be 13.
Yeah. He went to Yellowstone on the summers from high school. So I'm assuming he was in school. This is one of the summers up in Yellowstone. And him and all his friends used to go swimming at Baker's Hole. But could he be, in a gentle way, just telling us, that's up in the area, guys. That's the area that I hold dear to my heart. Doesn't mean the treasure's there, but I think it's a good indicator that
okay, there's one reason I say no.
Okay.
He said he's only been there a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was his watering hole. I think this is the place he was there all the time. This was like a good place, and I haven't even gotten to the next step of what he did when he was there that references TTOTC.
Mm-hmm.
It could be. I'm not going to rule it out, but I am going to say I think he is just referencing. Let's go back to the room for a second, though, Mike, before we go.
Go ahead.
Okay, Greg Keller, and I'm so going to watch you because I agree with you. Is this the symbolic intersection? Did you read Cynthia's blog about the intersections? Oh, no. Okay, so could this be the intersection that he's talking about, where he talks about the anyway, I'm playing devil's advocate like with Douglas Preston. Okay, William, I don't know what you're playing devil's advocate to.
Maybe with Douglas Preston saying, there's clues in this book. I know there is. I think William saying, there's clues here, like he's playing. I don't know. Maybe that's what he meant. I don't know. William can say what he means.
I think 215 is, this is from Kiwi. I think 215 is someone makes a positive impact in my life. I can only hope to share that through action and how you can have an emotional connection to others. Okay, Kiwi, I'm going to read this other part just because it hit home to me. And I think it is so, this is where Forrest is again exposing his heart. And people make fun of me for doing the same thing, but I'm not going to go to me. I'm talking about Forrest right now. Okay, so, okay. I love the history like the past. I like to relive it. I like to relive some of the things that were. He trails off to different points on his bookshelf, like he's done with us, Michael. You see that football over there on the bottom shelf? My eyes looked over. Quote, with that very football, I made a wonderful dash for 1 yard across the scrimmage line and made a touchdown, he says, lightening up about the memory. Considering all the priceless artifacts in the room, Sitting Bull's peace pipe is around here somewhere. The old football is an unusual object for him to single out. Alone in his inner sanctum, Fenn, I like to say Fenn becomes introspective and expansive. Quote, I've always enjoyed feeling sorry for myself, he says. Quote, I try to avoid those who distract me from my self-esteem. And I try to remember in the many football fields of my life what I did in those things.
So
Tell me he doesn't have depth.
Oh yeah, Forrest. I mean, there's so many items. So he's been through so much for sure. But it's interesting that he mentions the football on a shelf and says that reminds me of this time. What if? And this is just a crazy Cowlazars theory, everybody. Hashtag crazy Cowlazars theory. What if there is an item on the shelf in his den that actually is from the location of the treasure, or something that every time he looks at it, he remembers that takes him back to the actual location. Now, we would never know what it is. Wouldn't it be cool when this is all over that he's like, it's been on the shelf the whole time, everybody? If you would have known where that item was from, you would have known right where and remember the lead searcher, the 200-footer, Forrest said, I didn't know he knew me so well. What if there's something in his den that actually reminds him of this location? Wouldn't that be something?
Okay, think about when you and I met in Forrest Fenn's vault. I think you guys were in the vault when I came in, and he was explaining something to you, and then you saw me, and it was just too much.
And he was about to tell me what the one thing was, and K-Pro ruined it.
He did, and you were like, oh, wait, there she is. And then it's just, aw.
And then I went after another treasure, and I won. Anyway, but isn't that a cool idea that there's something in his den that relates to the actual location of the treasure?
I actually think you have some. I've never thought about it before. I think you have something there. He has so many things. Do you think there's that one thing either in his den or in his vault or in his lab or in his house or in his bedroom where no one can see or wherever?
I think it would be in his vault, personally. I mean, the treasure chest was in the vault. What was next to the treasure chest the whole time the treasure chest was there? That's what I want to know. Nobody will know, but somebody asked Douglas Preston.
Yeah. So?
Finding the treasure won't be accidental. I agree, RR. I agree.
I would like to do 2 shout outs right now, just as a quick side. Sassy is a grandparent. Grandma.
Oh, congratulations.
Super awesome. And Jenny Kyle is a grandma for the first time.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yes. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I thought I was important to my parents until, grandparents. Like, oh, you want M&Ms for breakfast? My dad, who was like LA street cop, was like, oh, I'm so strict with you, but like, oh, you want M&Ms for breakfast? Here you go. I'm like, who are you? Because they just have so much love. They explode with love. Anyway,
so Jana just came in, and she says, can you give a quick update what we are discussing, because I just came in. All right, check it out, everybody. There is a new blog post on Cynthia's blog, chasingfennstreasure.com. Everybody should go check this out, chasingfennstreasure.com. You go to blog, and there is a new article coming out by this Mr. Jeffrey Gray. It's called Fool's Gold. It's an interesting title, huh? But in it, he talks to Forrest. And Forrest actually takes out a map on his kitchen table and tells him where to go in Baker's Hole. And we are talking about a couple different things related to this article that will be forthcoming. But it is this place in The Thrill of the Chase, page 124, where he writes a note to his wife. So wouldn't it be cool to go sit at the same tree that Forrest did when he wrote the note to his wife? I mean, I wonder if there's like one big tree and you're like, yeah, that's the tree he's talking about. I don't know. I'd like to go when we go back up there next year. I'd like to go find the tree. For sure.
That's a big one. Oh my gosh. Toby is going to be a grandparent for the 13th time in March. Oh my goodness.
Cut that thing out.
For you.
That's awesome.
No, it's
good job, Toby. Yeah,
generations.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so here is the next part to this, because we only right now have been focusing on what Cynthia said, what we actually have in the article, and there's lots of really good stuff, and there is also searchers that are quoted. I will say,
searchers. Yeah.
I have met 2 of the 3 searchers that are spotlighted here. They are not. They're different. They're people that we have met. It's so great.
And there's a searcher that I always knew the name, but I never knew what he looked like. So it's cool to know who it is finally. Yeah. We're not going to say who it is. Do we know when this article is going to be released? I don't. Do you have any idea? Like, we talking years, months, days?
Oh, no. It's going to be soon. It's going to be, I think this is the first. I know of 3 that are coming out. This is the first of the 3. It's imminent. They're just doing final editing. It's coming out. I believe it's going to be in the next week or 2. I didn't have that directly, though, so I don't know.
We will definitely post the article when it comes out in Forrest Fenn's Grand Adventure on Facebook. You can go join that free group if you're not already a member. And just a reminder to thumbs the video up for bringing you the article early so we can talk about it. And then we got a new channel, so we want you guys to subscribe. And we'll be going back and forth. Cowlazars channel, this channel. We'll kind of do it back and forth. Yeah.
Okay, but here's, okay, dun, dun, dun. Wait, there's more. Okay, so if you, and I don't think I sent you this additional information.
You probably didn't. Yeah, go ahead.
I went into what I call kitchen sink Kevin mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kitchen sink Kevin, yes. Kitchen sink Christy mode. And so here is what I think we have not. So now this is where we need to put pieces and parts together. It's going to take me a little while. I just developed all this today. But if you go back on Cynthia's blog and you go back to April 7th of 2018, he talks specifically about a special place. This is an example of where he is umbilically attached. I have a sentimental reason I'm going to bring this up because I totally disagree with it, but I'm going to show what I mean. Cynthia had a discussion with Forrest about where his mom had died under Lion Bridge. And I think that comes up in the article as well. It does. And that's why it's important here. I don't actually believe where your parent passes, unless it's an important spot in your world, is important to you. But that is where she had a discussion with Forrest about Lion's Bridge. Lion's Bridge has come up several different times with several different searchers as an example. Now, he did say it's cold as cold can be, just like he did here on this article where it's cold. People have to go find a place in the sun after 10 minutes because it's so cold. And we know you need to dip your toe in it and feel if it's warm. So I think he's giving us examples of he has multiple places that are important to him, that are so important to him for whatever personal connection. We're talking about a man with a lot of depth. Mm-hmm. And this is an example of that. This is where I want to point to the scrapbooks. And though I love the scrapbooks, I think we're going to have a lot of scrapbooks coming out. I think Dale's already said that. I don't think we need to get into every historical fact, specialized knowledge of every single thing in the scrapbook. I think we need to try to understand the main, not understand. And I was doing it. Oh, the misspelling here, and let's spend an hour doing this. And where was this guy? Did he own it in 1922? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
kitchen sink Kevin, but I will say, because we know that Forrest has said about the 200-footer, I didn't know he knew me so well. This person knew Forrest so well that he figured out the general area, not by the poem, I'm assuming, but just because he knew the spots that Forrest liked. He knew the place that was umbilically attached to Forrest. Baker's Hole is one of them. He just showed the reporter. This is one of them. We need to find the other one, right? Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yes, because here's the thing. I've only met Forrest a few times. And in the scheme of life, and I have been watching everything, and I've corresponded with him over the last few years. Here's the thing for me, and that quote is so important because I think it focuses us on, you kind of have to understand the man. I'm going to do a shout out to Cher, S-H-E-R on Facebook. She was at the Raleigh meetup, and she said, I think you have to understand the man before you can understand how to solve the poem. I think that's what the scrapbooks do. And these kind of quotes and these kind of things are the ones that get us really a lot closer and in TTOTC. And that's what Forrest is saying. You can understand me because I talk about my dad. A dad's relationship with his son is something I truly have to tell you, I don't fully understand it. I talk to my brother a lot. We obviously have the same dad. And there's such a different relationship with a daughter and a son. I think he has why did he put My War for Me in there? That was just him just him in Vietnam, but it was such an important part of his life. So I'm getting philosophical here, but I think that's the pieces that we need to understand him more. Mm-hmm. And these are the kind of articles, he's getting more bold. I don't believe when he says, go to Baker's Hole, go here, go there. But I think if you swam in that spot, you would understand Forrest more. When I went to Ojo Caliente, and I told you this, even though we got our feet in the water, I spent 2 hours sitting. I didn't have a sandwich, because I was afraid of bear. But I was sitting there going, this is it. I totally get him. Look at the geyser. Look at the waterfall. Yeah. I'm chilling. And my brother was like, no, I got to keep looking. I was like, I'm chilling because I'm understanding. I'm channeling. Forrest was sitting there eating a sandwich next to me. We were fly fishing and then putting it in a fire and feeding it to me. I don't know.
Well, just being in West Yellowstone, just being at the, where the Totem Cafe was, where all these stories that are in the Thrill of the Chase, just to be there and be like, this is it. This is where he grew up. These are where the stories are from. It's pretty powerful. And it really did sway me to say, it's got to be up here somewhere. Not saying it's in Yellowstone Park, not saying it's at Hegman Lake. It could be further up north, a little bit down south, but I really think that's the area. Then Kiwis wrote My Life Story. Says K-Pro, thanks for the perspective of his mother. He has emotionally connected me to West Yellowstone, where they all are together again, and he can be in the middle. So yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and Toby says Fenn's relationship with his father is worth further analysis. I think that's a reason that chapter is in TTOTC, and he tells us subtle hints. He's not saying exactly where, he's saying hints. Jay Minnesota, throw out Fenn's comment about not needing specialized knowledge, get philosophical. Yeah, and so I touched that line because if you saw one of the last scrapbooks, it said how he needed a piercing. Nez Pierce.
I didn't make that connection. Nez Pierce.
Oh my God, I did it first second, and I dreamed about it of like, do I go back to my solve? Because this is one solve that I actually did share some stuff with Forrest, and I'm like, oh, he's telling me.
He's talking to you, K-Pro.
He's talking to only me, like everybody says. And okay.
So BOTG GeoVentures says, I think he's just letting us know we are on track and have the right idea. If so, many people have found Baker's Hole, and he's confirmed that was a special spot. Then most likely the chest spot is known too. I don't know if I agree with that. I would say maybe people have figured out the first two clues, and if the first two clues are within the general location, then that would be a true statement. In other words, how far from where Warm Waters halt is the actual treasure chest? If I figured out where Warm Waters halt, it may take me 10 years to find the blaze, but am I in the general location? And I think it might be a lot closer walking-wise than people think. So I think you could say, 200 foot, 500 foot, right?
1/8. Well, 1/8. He says 1/8. Is 1/8 our new?
500 foot is within the general location. If I'm 500 foot from the treasure chest, I'm in the area. Now, can I find the actual chest? So that's a good point, GeoVentures, and it could just be.
Yeah, and somebody said, okay, who said something last? It is powerful to connect you to him, but how powerful was it to connect to him? So Kiwi, I am a true believer. Hold on. Okay, I am a true believer. I think for any famous person, and I put Forrest in that category. Forrest had, I think this is what you're asking, Forrest had more of an impact on me than I think I did on him. Even though I think he thinks, he knows who I am, etc. He talks to hundreds of people a day. I talk to maybe tens of people a day. But I think the things that he shared, and here's the thing for me, and I don't know, Mike, I remember him asking you about your mom and about a few different things that I didn't know about you when we connected. It's interesting how much Forrest, even though he's kind of I'll say the famous one, he wanted to hear our stories.
Yeah,
Do you recall that? And I think that's so interesting. I don't know. I haven't met a lot of famous people. I've met enough. That's not typical, is it?
Oh, I think pretty soon after you got there, he's like, so Mike, you're divorced. So, yeah, he was interested a little bit. Is Copper Dan in the chat room? Oh, yeah, there he is. Hey, there he is.
Yeah. I remember him saying, would you like some pictures? And you said, oh my gosh, for my mom, I do. And he's like, tell me about your mom. I remember that
of his den. My mom's a big collector of things like that.
And he's like, collector of what? Tell me about your mom. And I was like, wow, I didn't know this about Mike's mom.
My mother's
and I got to learn.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was interesting that he got something that, we didn't know each other really well back then. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say my mother's got a sweatshirt she wears all the time and has had it for like 15 years. And it basically shows 4 Indians on horses, and it says the original Homeland Security. So my mom's all about Indians, the Indian culture, and that was probably at the Indian Reservation Casino in Upper Michigan where she got that. But yeah, she loves that kind of stuff. So she would faint if she was actually in Forrest Fenn's house. So yeah, he did ask. That's true.
Yeah. Okay, Kiwi, how better to understand the world than to hear the stories of others? Gain perspective is gain knowledge. That's yes. And I think he is this is where I put him as a lifelong learner. And he does it through people and life experiences. Though when he starts telling his stories, whoo, just sit back and have some fun because he has some amazing stories, but he wants to hear from you. Okay, do we want to keep going on maybe some things we want to talk about?
You got more to reveal, or are we just going to wait for the article to come out? But wait, there's more. Subscribe to the channel, everybody, because we do have more planned in the future.
I don't know. Do we want to wait? Do we want to wait? Do we want to wait?
Maybe we should wait. I don't know. And that way it gives people time to realize, oh, there's this other channel, and then subscribe, and then Thursday when we go live, you know. And we'll go live on time. A lot of people missed it because they were watching Priddle Mondays. What do you watch Monday night before us? Priddle Mondays.
Oh my gosh, all the time. I'm so glad that I got an early, Mike had already sent me the invite because we were having to put descriptions and things in, and I'm like, I got to get my cookie. So I got my cookie. I think we need to look into revered. I think we need to look into the official definition.
Jana's got one for you. She says,
Jana.
where warm waters halt could be where Nez Pierce connects to the fire hole. You already been down that road? Literally?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe literally. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so here's a couple of other things that I wanted to say. OSO. Off-season opinions. People are starting to flow in with their what is a scrapbook and how does a scrapbook weigh into yourself, and then why so many in a short amount of time. We're going to give it one more week, and then we are going to weigh in. We are not going to actually play any of the specifics that anybody had because we don't have explicit permission and we don't even want to go down that road. We are going to summarize some things that we've seen. Thank you to those. Some people have declined. Some people have said, absolutely, here's some verbiage. And then some people are actually doing videos. One of the things that I thought was interesting is I posted it over on Thor. And on Thor, many of the people said, oh, wait, here's what I would like to see. I would like to see my opinion on this read. I don't want to get into crazy town of all the drama between the tubers. So I don't want to put my face on YouTube or even my voice on YouTube. But would you at least share my opinion?
They want to post.
Absolutely.
Right. They don't want to make a video.
So they want to post it, but they want to hear their opinions that are shared. And here's the other thing. I think OSO, once you figure out if you can call in, why don't we make OSO, you call in and you give us your 60-second opinion on that topic. And then we go from person to person to
call
person.
In?
Where people
you mean we're going to be taking phone calls soon? Hey.
Yes, we are.
I guess I got some work to do, don't I? All right. Yes, we will be taking phone calls. So make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss the first show where we take live phone calls, unedited on the air. So that should be fun.
Yeah, and we know that we're going to get some pranks. We know entire sites are developed just to talk about the different ways you can prank. We're going to do our best. We'll see if it's fun or not.
Tony Rusi says Forrest is okay health-wise. You got any update on that, K-Pro? I haven't heard anything. He's fine as far as I know, health-wise.
I have not seen him. I know someone who has seen him in the last week, and I wish I was that healthy.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
Doing fine, I think, but okay. So for revered, learn to pronounce it. Okay, Jim, I will learn to pronounce it. Learn to pronounce. Maybe that's the definition. Learn to pronounce. Verb, feel deep respect or admiration for. Okay, so maybe it's that simple.
Is it okay if I have a few before I call? Hey, yeah, we can't prevent that.
If you're on any of the AGK calls, I think that might be a prerequisite, including me. So I don't know.
Battle Rap Junkie is a welcome to the channel. Are the scrapbooks Dale or Forrest Fenn or both?
The ones from Dale are searchers that have weighed in. The ones from Forrest Fenn, he always designates they're from Forrest Fenn. Sometimes he puts a picture in and people will ask immediately, is this picture from you or not? And I think they vary from pictures from him or not him.
But isn't it true that if it's a scrapbook, that's from Forrest Fenn? If it's Dale that posted it, that's a searcher story or something. It's not called a scrapbook. Only the scrapbooks are from Forrest Fenn. Is that true or no? Somebody go to Dale's blog and find out. I thought only the scrapbooks were from Forrest, but I could be wrong.
You might be right though. My goodness.
Now ES says the early ones were Dale until about scrapbook 20. So, okay, yeah, that could be.
Thank you, ES. See, this is the institutional knowledge that we need.
Right.
The institution being the Forrest Fenn Hunt. Okay.
El Duderino says you were wrong. So, okay, I might be wrong. That was a guess on it.
And he might be saying I'm wrong. I don't know.
Right.
Unambiguously revered.
Yeah, I think I am wrong. Don Davidson just said, no, you're wrong. So take that back. The scrapbooks are not just from Forrest. But Forrest always signs when he talks. It always says F at the end, so you know if it's from Forrest or not. Okay.
Okay, so in general, because we're going to wrap up in the next 10 minutes or so, those of you that got in here a little late, let's talk about what we have is a blog post from Cynthia. We have some additional blog posts from Cynthia. We have some additional quotes that are out there. We have potentially some additional quotes from the article that were shared. And so we have, this is what I said when this goes back to Dale, when we hear an explosion, I think we're going to hear some groundbreaking hints, and I'm going to say hints. I don't necessarily think the hints are what we mean. Does that mean that's the exact spot? Maybe, if that fits your solve, probably. But I think we're going to see something at a different level this off season, and that's what's going to be fun. I think we need to stay out of the rabbit holes because I am the queen of rabbit holes. I think going into every historical reference to everything it says in a scrapbook or an article, no, but that's just me. I also think it's interesting to hear the historical feedback and yes, what?
No, Bill Gorman is in the house. I just laughed at his comment.
Nope.
How you doing, Bill?
Bill Gorman's in the house.
Yeah.
Okay, and then William, how's it hidden? These are the great questions. I don't know.
Did he say how's it hidden or how's it hanging? What did he say? No, and William. It could be either. Oh,
that is
okay.
His that is his question all the time. Even though you're right. You're right. He could say that. 3D
Bronze says scrapbooks are all actually written by Peggy. Wouldn't that be funny?
I met Peggy. I'd be surprised. But I'm not saying you're wrong because maybe, you never know. Or Shiloh, or Creighton, or Chip, or Kelly, or Zoe. I mean, I'd be shocked if it was Zoe. You never know. So, okay. So the OSO, if you have interest, you can email us with it. You can keep putting those out. We're going to kind of put those in a general consensus, and then we're going to talk about them. So I think it's awesome. So
again, make sure you guys subscribe because it is a new channel and you never know. This is kind of a place for K-Pro to do what she wants. So she may just go live over the weekend. You never know what she's going to talk about. So make sure you hit the bell so that you're notified when we do go live. But yeah, we provide a place for searchers to come together and talk. But I do want to mention a new YouTube channel that maybe 2 people have started. Let me show this to you guys real quick.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Let's answer.
We'll do it at the end. We'll do it at the end.
Let's do it at the very end because it is not Forrest Fenn related.
Right.
What is OSO? It's off-season opinions. We're asking different tubers and different people to weigh in on what their thoughts are. The first one was, what place does scrapbooks have in this chase when it comes to solving the poem? And 2, why has Forrest put out 5 in 5 days or 7 days?
So many.
Or whatever?
It's such a flurry of activity.
We're giving 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks we will, which is next Monday, we will start to kind of say, okay, here's the consensus, here's what we've heard. I want to do a shout out to Logic Chaser.
Yeah, Logic Chaser. Yep.
Yeah, he so gets me because I don't get him. I go into rabbit holes. He's very logical. He's like, I feel like he's MEH. And he's like Mike. He's very logical. I go into fairyland and he's very logical. And so he is one that I would like to see more of. I think he's done one. I think a few people have done one. We've been busy the last couple days. We launched a new channel other than this channel, and we've been dealing with some other stuff. And so, yeah. So
Czar asked, what happened to the old channel and the 3,000 subscribers? We did hit 3,000 subscribers, so thank you all very much. But we wanted to bring this channel up as well. We got some things going on the other channel, and we'll still be on the other channel. We're going to kind of do both. We might go back and forth. We'll see. Maybe I'll do some of the old school vlogs on the other channel. But we wanted to get this one up to where the other one is, because this one's been there for, what, a year and a half? The Raven's Nest? Yeah, it's where me and K-Pro started out.
I think it's 11 months ago, and then we brought it over here. And Mike, you're being I think, a little too politically correct. This hasn't been a choice of ours. I think that there has been some things that have
happened. We'll talk about it. We will get to it.
We'll talk about it later, but I'm sorry that I'm purple. But I will say this wasn't something that, I mean, there's some reasons that we're over here, and we don't need to get you guys involved in it. But just know, it seems constant and forever, but we are not going to stop. I don't care what you do. We'll go on I'll make a new channel every single day, and we will tell everyone about it. And you can't stop us from putting out content. And that's what we're going to focus on. So, Mike, you're being nice, and I'm not as nice as you. And everyone knows that. So, okay. Okay.
Oh, the final Skywalker trailer's out, but I'll check that out once we get off.
Okay.
All right.
So OSO, if you want to really get some opinion, and if you have an idea of the next OSO, what's the one question that, if it was up to you, we have right now over 40 tubers, and it's so funny. I didn't include MEH last week. How could I not? Of course, there's a scrapbook on MEH, for goodness sake.
Right.
So if you want to weigh in on what is going to be the next OSO, we're already getting lots of feedback on scrapbooks, and scrapbooks actually are not as popular on, it's going to give us every little hint to be able to solve this, which I just find fascinating. But we need a few more to weigh in. So definitely do your videos. We'll talk about them. But what's next? What would you like to see? What would you like to hear? If you were to have 40 different tubers weigh in, not that they're leaders or more informed than anyone else, they're just willing to put their voice out there and their face out there. And that's a big deal, because some of us have really seen what happens when you do that. So I say anybody that's willing to put their face and voice out there and their opinion out there and be scrutinized, good on you. So I hope everybody does. So, okay.
I will say, anybody that has ordered that game right there behind K-Pro, Chaseopoly, the Thrill of Chase board game, if you've already pre-ordered and paid, I sent you an email. So make sure you check your spam folders, chaseopoly@gmail.com. I want everybody to email me back to make sure I have the right address. I don't want any problems when I ship it. As of right now, we should have the games by the end of November, which means
don't say that.
It will be in time for Christmas. I said, as of right now, things change.
No,
if they get hung up in customs, they get hung up in customs.
I know.
So order now. What? Hey,
I've just dealt with customs a lot. I think you're setting
if it's delayed, it's delayed. The expectations,
but if it's delayed 99.
The expectations are whatever they say they are. That's what the expectations are.
Okay, Michael's right. And I'll just take a moment to say how wonderful it is to have somebody that has differing opinions, and we bring them here in front of all you. It's a fun place to be.
Just because you're wrong doesn't mean I'm right. Okay, so.
Paper's purple. I'm purple. Like, am I the I don't know, the Charlie Chocolate Factory?
Give her some milk or something. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. There is a new channel, but it is not Forrest Fenn related, everybody.
Wait, let's talk about World Series of Fenn first.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, it's World Series of Fenn.
I know, you're really excited, and I'm really excited, but yeah. Okay, so World Series of Fenn is coming up February 14th through the 16th, which is Valentine's Day and which is President's Day weekend, which is super cool. So you can make it. If your spouse is not really into it, come on out. Right. We're going to have a program out in about, I would say next week. We were supposed to meet up today. Mike got a busy day at work. So we are almost there and putting out details. Some people have reached out to me. I'd like to donate for the World Series of Fenn. If you know about the World Series of Fenn, Bally's deals with the poker tournament, and I am a little purple. And then we deal with the extras. And we had lots of them last year. We'd like to get at least 4 or 5 major prizes.
Yeah, we'll have something fun, for sure.
So if you are someone that does art Forrest Fenn related, all those things that some people don't like, we love. So if you have something Forrest Fenn related that you have either as a business, a product, etc., we would love for you to consider to give us one of those products to give to the search community. So kpro3@aol.com, if that is something that you are interested in doing, we would love it.
Okay, so new poker channel, guys. It's called Chasing Poker. I'm going to show it real quick. It's right here. If you put in Chasing Poker on YouTube, you will see a picture of K-Pro with a bunch of money in her hand right here. We just uploaded the very first video last night. It is not about Forrest Fenn, but it is about a treasure hunt. And that treasure hunt is poker. Poker is just like a treasure hunt. You're just using cards instead of clues to find that money. So the very first video is just an intro of me and K-Pro, but there is a pretty cool like 5-minute slideshow that shows a lot of the poker trips, the trips to Vegas, and our Bahamas trip. So we're just putting it out there. You guys can go subscribe to this channel. Just like that, you ring the bell, boom, you put all, it means you get notified whenever we upload a video. I will have another video uploaded on this channel by tomorrow morning, I'm thinking. And yeah, it's all about poker and all about the crazy shenanigans we get into when K-Pro comes out to Las Vegas. Chasing poker. See what we did there? Thrill of the chase, chasing poker. See what we did there? Okay. All right.
Yeah, and I wanted that at the end. I know a couple of people are like, stop cutting Mike off. I wanted this at the very end because we put the non-Forrest Fenn related stuff. It's just a new channel and it's not related to Forrest Fenn at all. It's something that both of us have an interest in. And actually something just came up today, very newsworthy, and some poker people forwarded it to me, which I thought was amazing. So
Wow.
we're going to have some fun with it. Yeah, about the male, they took their shirts off and they were the
that was
dealers.
dumb.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
was a
so-
joke or not, but yeah. But that's
No, they did it.
poker from a couple's perspective. Czar's giving it the big thumbs up. Czar, we might need the sports bet lock of the week. We might have you on. We'll see. There's so many ideas we could go with. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
Captain
that's our
Marvel
new
says
something
what?
fun.
Yeah.
That's our new something fun.
Captain Marvel says, did you say Bahamas? Yes, me and K-Pro did take a poker cruise to the Bahamas, and we talk about that just a little bit in the intro vlog. But yeah. Okay, so new article coming out. The preview of it is on Cynthia's ChasingFennsTreasure.com. We think it's important. We think we think Forrest is actually trying to say something in a general way to everybody, especially with the umbilical statement. And also with he licked his finger, he drew a line on a map. The 9 clues form a line on a map. There are 9 geographical waypoints, and we walk from one to the other. Just my opinion, but it happens to be right. So, yeah, that's all I got. What about you, K-Pro?
Yeah, no, I think I want to thank everybody. I think we hit 200 exactly tonight.
Yep,
And
yep.
I'm amazed because I thought, oh, like 4 people are going to find us. And so we tried to put it everywhere. We're trying to get the word out. Marketing is key. So I do have to say, this is just the beginning of this off season. Not only Chaseopoly, which is the most fun game on the planet, of course. I think this is the beginning of Forrest's specific words. We're going to have some scrapbooks. We're not going to go too far down the rabbit holes, but we have really specific things that I think Forrest is telling us. And we also have a few searchers. I think this season was harder on them than any other season to say, I'm ready to put my stuff out. And when I put my stuff out, it might be a dun dun dun, or it might be like all of us, we think it's a dun 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 and it's nothing. But I do think
Gotta decide for yourself.
Yeah, but we're going to bring it to you, and we're going to keep positive, and we're going to keep the content coming. And so next week you might see a new one, and you might see a new channel and hopefully that doesn't happen. But we're going to keep at it no matter what, because we're having fun no matter what happens. And I will say probably the last week's been pretty stressful, and Mike deals with it really well. So when you talk about opposites attract, I think they do, because Mike deals with things really well. And I just want to thank you on how much you are even keel, but so much a match for the things that we are passionate about, which is so fun. But how we deal with them and what we deal with them are so different, but you really kind of bring out really good things. And I have a really fun time on these channels with you. So thank you, Michael.
Yeah, I think we do a good mix. We're a good couple. Lika Lee says, do I still get a coin if I order before Veterans Day? You will get a topo map. We're actually out of the coins. So if you order Chaseopoly between now and Veterans Day, you'll get a topo map. Randomly picked by myself, but it is from Mr. Forrest Fenn's collection. Ignore negative people.
Yeah.
That's true, Michael. And we'll talk about what's going on with the other channel. We'll do a vlog and talk about it one of these
and
days.
sometimes you can't. Sometimes there's things that happen that you just can't. So you ignore for so long, and then things come to a head, and then you take them on. So
Battle Rap Junkie says thanks from Tennessee. All right. Thanks for watching.
Well, and I think it's up to, Denise says, I'm glad I don't have to put my running shoes on. I think it's up to the person. I think some people, and I talked to 2 searchers today, they're like, this confirms that it is absolutely in that area. And he has never done this before.
Right.
And I think that's a big one. I think this is something different. Now, people can interpret it in different ways. And I think Cynthia was, is this a foot race now? To some it is, but I think every year some people say it's ready to be found right now. And I do think that it is honing in, and he is giving us more than he's ever given us. And I think that's awesome. So
Don Davison says, K-Pro, Mike, you guys are the best. I'll keep watching. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe. Jana asked, did anybody return a coin? For any of you who don't know, I offered to give a refund of anybody who wanted to send back a coin. Not one person took me up on it. So anybody who thinks the coin wasn't a great idea, you're wrong. And I am right. So, all right, everybody. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think we've said everything we need to say, but please do hit subscribe. We're going to try to get the channel up and running on this side of the house.
Yeah.
And you're going to see some more maybe off live commentary from me of just different thoughts and things, because I think there's going to be a lot that's going to be out there. So anyway, there we have it.
Okay, we will go live on this channel on Thursday, so make sure you subscribe, hit the bell. Maybe we'll go early on accident again. You never know. Sorry, AJ, we won't actually do that, but we might go live over the weekend. Chasing Poker is the new YouTube channel for some fun poker stuff. And yeah, thanks for joining us, and we will see everybody next time. Let's do the song, for the outro.
Yeah, and Mike, hit up Cynthia's link again in there as we go to the outro, please.
Gotcha. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will see you Thursday.
Decall.
K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. They wanna find the treasure, they wanna find it now. They are K-Pro and they are Cow. They're going over it and over it and over it again. This treasure hunt created by Forrest Fenn. Sing it! K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. Marion and Indy are what they're like, although their real names are Christy and Mike. Can they pin down the treasure? They just might. Tune in to find out Monday nights. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow. K-Pro Cow Pow Wow Wow. It's the K-Pro Cow Pow Wow.
All right, everybody. We'll see you Thursday.